This is a Fox News alert, a new search in the case of missing Alabama teen Natalie Holloway. Good evening. Welcome to hour 2 of the lineup. I'm Kimberly Guilfoyle. Dutch investigators in Aruba turned up at the home of prime suspect Joran Vandersloot's family with search dogs and digging tools, bringing new life into a case that has seemingly turned cold. Joining us now in Aruba with the latest in this investigation is Fox's Orlando Salinas. Orlando?
Kimberly, the search for evidence lasted some 30 hours, and by the time it was all over, Dutch authorities say brought in some 20 different forensics experts. We're talking about crime scene technicians, folks who they say know exactly how to look for evidence. You should be looking at some video of that right now. They Paul Vandersloot's home early yesterday. He is the father of prime suspect Joran Vandersloot, one of 3 young men considered subjects in the disappearance of 18-year-old Natalie Holloway. That was nearly 2 years ago. Now, yesterday and today, police dogs roamed inside and outside the Vandersloot home. Heard some of those dogs barking. Investigators brought out several items, put some in trash bags, hauled more out in plastic boxes, put them inside rental cars. We also saw a large refrigerated truck parked right next to the house. Police roped off that home and waved away the media from getting too close. Now, we spoke with someone from the prosecutor's office earlier who said that Paul Daddy Vandersloot was not at the home while the search went on. He did drive away from us last night, and we saw him again this morning. Now, why dig now? The 2-year anniversary is coming up May 30th. Aruba states if a criminal case is not brought to the court system within 2 years, then a person can no longer be considered an official suspect. Joran Vandersloot and Satish and Deepak Kalpo remain suspects according to cops. So why nearly 30 hours of investigative work at the home of Daddy Vandersloot?
This is in relation to the case of the disappearing of Natalie Holloway.
Okay, so the search is over. Police have left and they have pulled away the crime scene tape. But those authorities, the Dutch authorities, didn't say what they found, if they found anything at all. Kimberly?
Orlando, thank you. And joining us now by phone with some perspective on what these new developments mean to Natalie's family is Natalie's aunt, Linda Allison. Thanks for being with me tonight, Linda.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Were you surprised by this? What's the family's reaction to this new activity on Natalie's case?
Well, we're still very encouraged that the Dutch authorities are involved in this, and we're hoping that by this search on the property, it may come up with something that we haven't had any type of evidence in the past. And as you know, Paulus Vandersloot has refused to have any kind of search on his property. It went from a full search to just a search of Joran's property in the very beginning, of actually Joran's apartment. So now we have hopefully some evidence or some reason to believe that there is a need to search the entire property.
Now, was the family given any advance notice? Did you know this was going to happen or get any kind of hint that they were going to do this renewed vigor all of a sudden at the end?
Yeah. There was a courtesy call that the Dutch authorities made to the FBI, and the FBI notified the family that there would be a search. That call came in on Thursday that the search was going to begin on Friday.
Did you get a sense, Linda, as to what they might specifically, I mean, I assume they're obviously looking for a body or any other kind of clues or maybe some belongings of Natalie's?
They've been very tight-lipped about this entire investigation. They've not given us any indication as if there was a tip that led them to do this thorough search, or if this is something that's been long time needing to happen, that maybe that was not conducted in full-scale search.
Right.
In the very beginning, where maybe the Aruban authorities just went in and did just a visual search and confiscated the computers, where now we're actually getting some forensic investigation going on.
Linda, real quick, I got about 10 seconds. All the rumors about the concrete being poured, what can you tell us about that?
Well, there has been some rumors in the very beginning that there was fresh poured concrete around the pool area, and we would like for that to be searched. We want the entire grounds to be searched, so there's no question as to if there is any evidence, it'll be found now, hopefully.
All right, Linda, thanks for joining me tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and joining us now here in New York is Vandersloot attorney Rosemary Arnold. Thanks for being with me tonight, Rosemary.
Hi, Kim.
Nice to see you.
How are you?
So what do you make of these new developments? We're approaching the anniversary, 2-year anniversary on May 30th. Do you think this is just one big sort of PR push to show that they've done everything they can in this case?
I think that's exactly what's going on here. But you know what? I want to clear something up. Paulus Vandersloot never refused to have his house searched. This house was searched by Aruban authorities right in the very beginning. they had a search warrant, and he let them in, and he said, search wherever you want. Was he supposed to say to them, hey, why don't you dig up my pool? He let them in, and he let them do what their search warrant said. And for her to come in here at the end and say he refused to let them search the property is ridiculous. Now you have Dutch authorities coming in, and they just want to make sure that they didn't leave any stones unturned. The statute of limitations is coming up. 2 years have passed. They've arrested 10 people, questioned hundreds of people. There's absolutely no evidence whatsoever that Urine had any involvement in Natalie's disappearance.
Right.
And it's time to close the case, and I think that everybody knows that, and that's exactly what's going on here.
Well, Rosemary, did they say something specifically to you about what justification they had to go in and search and dig up somebody's property? Because they have to have some kind of reasoning for this.
Well, they didn't say specifically what the reasoning is, but we all are being told by our sources in Aruba that it's just the beginning of the end, and they just want to make sure that they didn't leave any stones unturned, literally, and they are going to come to an end of this investigation.
All right. Well, Rosemary, keep us posted. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Thank you, Kimberly.
And we're going to be covering more of the new developments in the Natalie Holloway case just after this break. Now, here's a look at what else we have in store for you.